The job market in 2025 has gotten so bad that I tried to sign up as a DoorDash driver yesterday and they said no. They said, sorry, we have too many people in your area. And I said, it's Los Angeles. It is a big area. And they said no. Too many. Okay, I guess I'll just go back to looking for Waymos to run me over.
Hey, just asking for a friend. What are you supposed to do when you lose your job that means the world to you? Because I am truly heartbroken. This is the first job that I've had that I felt like I was making a big difference. And it was just ripped away from me today. Ugh, this sucks.
UPS is slashing 20,000 jobs and closing 73 facilities to cut costs amid ongoing economic uncertainty and reduces volume from Amazon. The company aims to save $3.5 million in 2025 through these measures.
Now we're going to turn to UPS announcing layoffs for 20,000 workers and the closing of some facilities.
And these are big job cuts coming to UPS. The company announcing that they will lay off those 20,000 workers and close a number of facilities as it dramatically reduces shipments of Amazon packages, something that's been in the works for quite some time. Like so many companies recently, though, UPS also saying it won't be able to forecast future guidance given the current macroeconomic uncertainty with tariffs. Railroad companies, trucking, airline, and shipping companies have all felt significant slowdowns recently, with U.S. companies effectively sitting on their hands waiting to see how long and how impactful President Trump's tariffs will be on their businesses. Shippers experienced this surge in traffic early in the year as U.S. businesses raced to get ahead of the tariffs and stockpile merchandise and supplies. And now we have this ongoing uncertainty. The more of it that we see, the longer it lasts, the more concerned economists are that it will lead to further job cuts at all sorts of companies.
So we've got some more troubling news related to jobs and the economy this morning. UPS is cutting 20,000 jobs due to slower shipments, and they are citing the fact that they are getting far fewer deliveries via Amazon. Amazon is UPS's biggest customer, and they are slowing down their deliveries due to the economic conditions caused by Donald Trump's tariffs. The job cuts represent around 4% of UPS's workforce. They also announced that they are going to close 73 of its buildings by the end of June 2025. Companies all across the country are bracing for a massive slowdown of the economy and far fewer sales. Price increases are also already taking effect, and shortages are soon expected.
The egg prices haven't come down. People are losing their jobs in both private and public sector. No wars ended on day one, and inflation is still sky high. Are we great yet? I hope y'all are happy. UPS is making some serious changes, and it's got everyone talking. The company says that it's planning on cutting 20,000 jobs, and it's shutting down 73 buildings. Why, you ask? Well, they're calling it rethinking their operations. And here's the even bigger kicker that I find very interesting. These changes are coming after UPS decided to scale back shipping for its biggest customer. And who do we all think that big customer is? Well, it's none other than Amazon. They're saying less stuff means less staff to ship out things. So here we are, folks. More downs than ups. No pun intended. So I'm thinking, based on this information, that shipments will probably take like a month to reach you nowadays. But I guess only time will tell. Thoughts, reactions, let me know.
Bad news to the U.S. economy thanks to Donald Trump's tariffs. UPS announces they will cut 20,000 jobs and they will close many facilities by June because of the slowdown in orders and their shipments that they would get from Amazon, and it's all due to Trump's tariffs. 20,000 jobs at UPS are being cut. No telling how many more thousands. If you happen to be a company that you are happy to get laid off of, and you see my TikTok, let me know, because I want to put it out there. This is all thanks to Donald Trump. We're going to have a major economic problem occur in the economy, and it's all because of Donald Trump. Thank you, Donald Trump. These people are losing their jobs because of your tariffs, and that's plain and simple. Love you for my Democrats, my MAGAs, my crazies, my cuckoos, and my burned out light bulbs. There'll be many more to come. This is only the beginning. Yep, Trump's going to help bring back America, make America great. Is this working? Is this how you make America great, Donald Trump? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Not one bit. What do you think? I don't think so.
UPS just announced that they're cutting 20,000 jobs. I'm not going to panic just yet. When they cut jobs from the post office, that's when I'll start panicking. Them motherfuckers will hire anybody. I worked at the post office for 3 years, on and off, because they kept letting me come back. You could literally walk into a post office right now, no badge, not have put in an application, didn't even take the test. They won't even know who you are. They'll just put you to work. They'll be like, hey, you'll take Route 20? You'll take C18? Yeah, we need you to go ahead and take these packages that's sitting right here. You ain't even got to take one of the trucks. If you got a car big enough, they'll throw it in the back of your car. I've taken my car plenty of times on routes. They be like, oh, you driving the journey today? Yeah. Go ahead and take Route 3 and go ahead and load up C22 because we going to need you to take them route. I promise you, when they start making cuts, that's when it's time to be scared. That's when it's time to panic because they'll let anybody work there. Anybody. They'll let a dog work there. They'll let a cricket that jumped in through the door work at the post office. I promise you, anybody can work at the post office. So when they start making cuts, that's when it's time to panic because them folks don't care. They'll pay you as long as you work. They may not pay you accurately. They may not pay you on time, but they're going to pay you eventually if you're willing to work.
Breaking, UPS just announced that it will be cutting 20,000 jobs due to tariffs. High tariffs means fewer packages sent, which means UPS needs fewer workers. Many companies that use UPS to ship have already informed it that they are looking to cut costs this year. And amongst those is its largest customer, Amazon. Amazon has already started to raise prices, which means that people are buying less. On top of the 20,000 jobs that UPS will be cutting this year, it already cut 12,000 jobs late last year, bringing the total to 32,000 jobs lost. Overall, UPS will pay $500 million in severance and other related costs to these layoffs. But even with those $500 million in cost, it expects to save $3.5 billion from cutting all these workers and from getting rid of certain buildings that it owns and operates. UPS has also refused to issue profit estimates for the year, saying that it's just too difficult with all the uncertainty around tariffs. This is terrible news, but people are losing jobs due to the reduced trade volume from tariffs. To everyone saying these people wouldn't be affected, you just made the D3 list, a podcast about dumb, desperate, and diabolical business decisions.
UPS is cutting 20,000 jobs directly related to tariffs. 20,000 jobs, and that doesn't count like all the truckers that are going to be out of jobs, all the people that work at the ports that are going to be out of jobs. The trickle down effect caused by these tariffs is going to affect every single person. Every single person. Remember during COVID when we couldn't get the microchips? Now imagine that times a million, because China controls 90% of our rare earth stuff, minerals and things. 90%. They make all of our saline solution. They control, I think, 80% of all the stuff that's needed to keep a hospital running. No more. When hospitals start shutting down, will you understand then that this man has no business running a country? Then will you understand? I mean, sexual assault didn't matter. All the felony counts didn't matter. The fact that he was using his Trump organization to steal from child cancer research didn't matter. Will it matter when you can't run your household because of crazy decisions this man made that benefited no one but him? Get back to me on that.
Hi folks, some really bad news for the US economy. UPS has made the announcement that it's cutting 20,000 jobs this year, all US employees. That's about 4% of the workforce. The reason for this is because people are buying a lot less from Amazon because the cost of tariffs has increased the price of products and also deliveries.
Big news out of UPS. They're laying off 20,000 employees. And the reason they're doing this is because Amazon shipments are just down that drastically. So this is going to affect about 4% of their workforce. And why are Amazon shipments down so much? Well, obviously people aren't purchasing as much. I've heard some people throw around tariffs. I've heard people throw around the economy, and all of those things could be true. But is this necessarily a bad thing if people are now buying things locally? Also, during the pandemic, Amazon is one of the few places that actually increased their sales. Their profitability during that time went up 220% because obviously everyone was at home and ordering stuff from home. During this same time, a lot of local small businesses, restaurants, mom and pop stores, a lot of them were struggling and still haven't made it all the way back. This is on top of them announcing last year that they were going to be cutting 12,000 jobs. And not only are they cutting these jobs, they're going to be closing 73 different locations of their facilities by June of this year, 2025.
The chance that the United States going into recession just hit 74%. This is on the news that U.S. GDP today came in negative for the first time in over 2 years. Here's your chart over the last couple of years showing the first negative print in 2025 quarter one. And while it's not the official designation of a recession, another quarter like this, well, you can pretty much pump those odds up to 100. Now, one thing to remember, in the housing market, when it comes to a recession, that doesn't mean prices are going to fall. They can, and they have twice, in 1991 and, of course, in 2008. But what does always happen in a recession is mortgage rates fall. Every single time. And just look how much they fell during the early 80s when they were battling what? Inflation. This represented about a 25% drop in the mortgage interest rate that they were dealing with at the peak. It went from about 18 to 20% to about 14 to 15%. And even though they were dealing with 10+% unemployment for a period of time, when mortgage rates came down, people started buying homes. Yeah, even in the recession. This is the early 80s recession. The green line is home sales, and they just absolutely plummeted as interest rates went high. Now remember this because I'm going to show you where we're at today. The blue line is price. It came down to about 0% year over year. It slightly got negative. And as soon as those rates came down, even with the unemployment numbers they were dealing with, December of 1982 was 10.8% unemployment. Look what happened to home sales. Straight vertical as soon as those interest rates came down. And then price had that little bump that shortly followed. This was caused by the pent-up demand here because affordability was taken away with those higher rates. Sound familiar? And this is a roundabout as close as I can find to today. It ends in quarter 2, 2023. I haven't been able to find out an update on this chart that shows both together. But again, baseline 0, interest rates go up, sales collapse, and price is following over to the 0% year over year level. So if we go into this recession, which is looking more and more likely, what happens? And again, interest rates historically will fall. We don't know how much, but if it is that same ratio as the early 80s, there's battling inflation, and our peak was about 8%, 25% of that's going to go down to 6%, and that's the formula to increase sales. Remember, it didn't just stop going down there and stay at 15%. It continued to go down, but that was the initial start at the surge of people buying homes again. Increased sales. So remember, recession doesn't equal this.
Final thoughts. UPS job layoffs is a domino effect of people not really trusting what's going on in the United States right now. Many people are not buying as much as they used to. Many people don't have disposable income like they used to. Many have already been laid off prior. Many companies have lost their contracts. Many people currently are not feeling comfortable to spend extra money or spend at all on stuff that they don't even need. A lot of people currently do not trust the economy because of tariff and trade war going on right now. Right now, people are not buying stuff as they used to because of high prices of groceries and other items. My advice to those who have lost their jobs and those who are still going to be losing their jobs, make sure to brush up on your resume. You need to start networking. If you can, try to get a new skill. Do whatever it takes or you need to be on top of your game. Sign up on LinkedIn. Connect with recruiters because you never know. You might get an email.